got yours, cause I got mine. I'm talking Payoneer, net spin, Venmo, stash. Too many ways for you to run my cash.
Check reparations, check reparations, check reparations, check reparations, check reparations, check reparations, check reparations.
Blessed risings, good afternoon or good evening, depending on where in the world you are tapping in from. You got to keep in mind that Keep It P podcast is a global show, and today we will be discussing on this episode of Cut the Check Reparations, Commonwealth candidates back reparations, what this means for foundational Black Americans in the path forward. Before I start on this, I thought y'all didn't want no reparations. You niggas is always begging for something. You are katas. You pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You are katas. You are katas. Now y'all asking for reparations. I mean, y'all going hard in the paint for reparations now all of a sudden. I thought you want to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I thought you want to do that. You niggas, you need to be more like us and run from your nation into another nation. Tell that nation, niggas, we don't want no money. But you really do. You copy everything we do. All while talking about y'all don't do it. You throw the rock and then hide your hand. The truth is, the Commonwealth Secretary-General candidates, Mamadou Tangara, Tagara, Shirley Botchwey, Joshua Setipa. You know your name ain't no damn Joshua. And you look like a Shirley. That's Shirley on the screen, y'all. Don't she look? She looked like a Shirley Botchwey. 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 Shirley Botchwey. Like you're gonna botch the whole reparations joint. It continues are all in on reparations for slavery and colonialism. That's right. They're talking about making things right for these historical wrongs. But hold up. What does that really mean for foundational Black Americans here in the States, which are riding our coattails? That's first of all. Let's set the record straight right there. Let's be clear. The Commonwealth is riding our coattails. That's it. They're riding the coattails of the FBA reparations movement. You need to cut us a check just for that. You need to cut us a consultation. You're getting free consultation. You owe us that. All while you try to sabotage what we got going on. All while you don't want to support what we got going on. Meanwhile, you're using our same strategies and tactics. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. All while, why y'all want reparations? Y'all want that? You niggas want reparations? You niggas? Psst, hey, start asking for reparations, y'all. We got to start asking for the reparations like these niggas, like these akatas. We got to ask for reparations too, like these niggas. So you believe there was slavery for y'all now, but we say you niggas is in the greatest country in the world. You are katas. You have so much going for you. You should be thankful you are katas. We need to get some of that money too, niggas. They some of the biggest scammers, ain't they? Ain't they? They just some of the biggest scammers ever. It continues. Y'all be hopping on the bandwagon using our strategies and our tactics, but you're not exactly stepping up to support FBA communities directly. While you're talking reparations, their approach is more wrapped in a bunch of trick bag language. They're adding extra issues like climate change and economic support, which, let's be honest, distracts from the core issue of direct financial compensation for the horrors and atrocities of slavery. The Commonwealth ain't gonna say that. Ask the Commonwealth candidates about that. If their reparation package includes direct financial compensation. See, that's why we ain't all one big nigga and we can't click-a-late with y'all. That's why you tethers we don't mess with. Because what you want ain't what we want. And yet we find y'all cosplaying as $5 FBAs trying to speak for us. We've been clear from the jump. FBA reparations need to start with cash payments. The Commonwealth's approach, with its focus on broader reparative measures, doesn't align with our immediate needs. They don't agree with what we want. That's the tether side. See, that's the tether Commonwealth. And they want to pretend like they got the pulse on the Black community as a whole. We all just one big nigga. When y'all want some money and want to ride our coattails, then we all in this together. Ain't that funny how everybody try to do that? The Black and Brown coalition. We all in this together. When the last time you heard a Brown talk about the Black and Brown coalition, fam? Only when they need something. When it was Stop Asian Hate. Oh, my brothers. We were their brothers. Chicken wing fry heart? You want chicken wing fry heart? We were brothers. We're all in this together, as always, what everybody say. The Bussy community were hand in hand. It's civil rights movement, and then they got a flag. Then the Asians got their crime bill. Then the Mexicans ran the gambit in the table, and they got everything that was left. Meanwhile, there's nothing for us. They want climate change. Y'all get some of that climate change, right? And so all of a sudden, because we don't want climate change for reparations, all of a sudden we're against that. Like sure, addressing climate change and economic resilience, they're important. Like, we don't think that's important. But they're not the primary solution for the legacy of slavery that has deeply impacted the FBA community. Nope, it's not. Meaning it's a nothing burger to us in the grand scheme of things. Well, what if there's no planet? There ain't gonna be no planet if we don't have no climate change. If we don't change the climate, we ain't gonna have there ain't gonna be no planet for you to spend your reparations. Shut up. They're always trying to fearmonger you when you talking about some. If y'all don't vote blue, no matter who else, you're gonna go back to slavery. This isn't an endorsement for the Republicans. They're the same bird. It's one bird, two wings. The Republicans, the Democrats, they on the same rotten bird, the same corroded system. They both benefit from them, people. That's why it's couch. That's why it's D's nuts 2024 until we're offered tangibles from either side. Tangibles I'm talking about. See, this is where we get confused. Here's the deal. Reparations for FBA needs to kick off with cash payments. That's the starting point, people. See, we always get tricked into some other trick bag language. People want to do verbal gymnastics. Oh, what about abortion? That's for y'all. Look how many black babies they've been killing. Look at how many. So that's why we gonna get we gonna take abortion away And that's for you, black people. That's what we're doing for you and your community. No, fam. No, fam. It needs to kick off with cash payments. That's the starting point. And of course, there's a lot more to address. I'm not saying that. But some of this stuff we can address ourselves once we get hit with cash payments. Not a little sum. I ain't talking about that old $25,000 funky stuff in Evanston that started off as a grant for a $500,000 house, then finally went to cash payments. And then, what do you know? They got sued. What do you know? It became unconstitutional. But when it was a grant for a funky house that you had to qualify for, and that on a house had to be like $400,000, because that's the medium starting home in that area. Yeah. Right. So it was a nothing burger. And then once it became tangible, then here comes people trying to sue. It's unconstitutional. We can't have that. So that's the starting point, cash payments. Of course, like I said, there's more to address, like healthcare, education, prison reform, and beyond. But without the initial financial reparations, we're not getting to the heart of the matter. That's see? You can't have a body. You can have a body, but it won't be a lot. You cannot have a hand. You cannot have an arm. You cannot have some limbs. You cannot have a finger. You cannot have an eye. You could not hear. But if you don't have a heart, the body's not going to function, right? Right? So without the financial reparations, the community won't function. See, the cash, the reparations is nothing. It's a nothing burger. The reparations body won't be alive without the heart, which is the financial part. Direct cash payments. The Tether Commonwealth plan, with its added layers of support for unrelated issues, might be a step in their direction, but it's not the right move for addressing our specific needs. That's why we don't teamwork with y'all. That's why we don't want y'all included in our cause. That's why we said it should be lineage based to the killing fields of the South. These are the reasons, Tetheronies. So with all your tetherosities, have several seats, please, sir and ma'am, smelling like cheetah pea and rhino jerky, like you just got done wrestling a giraffe. Okay? Okay. Now, let me continue. Now, see, we always give a little credit. Okay, we give y'all a little credit. Y'all all said on the record, yeah, okay, yeah, you guys are for reparations on a global tip. I got you. Got a 56 nation little crew that acknowledged the historical injustices. Okay. And if the international players are ready to pay up or make amends, why is the U.S. dragging its feet? Huh? And see, ready to pay up or make amends. See, that's for y'all. Y'all want amends. Make amends. See, making amends could be an apology. See, we don't want that. That's why we can't get hooked up with you guys. That's exactly why. It's why we don't want no parts of you guys, okay? We just don't. It continues. In the U.S., the reparations debate has been fierce because of us, with calls for direct cash payments being a major focal point. The idea of financial compensation has been brushed aside way too often. By who, I wonder? You bule bulik marasakas. You tetheronies. Now that global entities are stepping up, it's time for the U.S. to get its act together and match that energy of the cash payments. We're very clear on that. And if it's not, let me be very clear on that. Cash payments. Let's be clear on that. Reparations aren't just about writing checks. I said that. But see, if you say that, that takes the focal point off of the bread. See, now they start going into other places and other things. See. But this is what you tethers say. See, this is what the Commonwealth says. Reparations ain't about just writing checks. See, I can't even agree with y'all, because if I say that, then that's all you heard. That'll be the soundbite. He agreed and said reparations ain't just about writing for checks. So no. Once we get the checks, then I can clarify. So currently, as it stands, FBA's reparations are just about writing checks. Yes, it is. Once we get that, then we can discuss others. See, the Commonwealth, they want to talk about broader support, tackling climate change, boosting economic resilience, making structural changes in our society, as if we're not for that. But they're later. See, that's not how it starts. Those are later on. Those are check marks later. See, that's not first. You got first, second, third, and everything else is raspberry turd. See, those are like raspberry turds. We don't care about that right now. See, the Commonwealth believes the core of reparations is about justice. How can there be justice if you're starving? Huh? How can there be justice if I have to work twice as hard? How can there be justice if I can just get killed for being alive? Simply because I breathe the air, my life is in danger. So how can reparations be about justice? It's about repair. Reparations, repair. Huh? That's it. It's about acknowledging the past by providing financial compensation to right the wrongs. See, the only thing the Commonwealth is good for is, you can say, look at all the other global institutions. See them? They talking about reparative items. Huh? It could be a little nudge to the U.S. to maybe rethink its hating stance. You know, maybe some real action. You know, specifically directing payments. And maybe if other nations are stepping up to pay their dues, maybe they'll think it's the fair thing to do, maybe. But we're talking about Neanderthals here, so that's why we got to make sure we make them. That's why your vote matters. So get something for it. Use it. Weaponize it. Doesn't have to be a bad word. Doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. It does not have to be. Remember, y'all, the reparations movement is gaining steam, and it's up to us, that we keep pushing the momentum that translates into real change, which is a check, y'all. Which is a check. And I ain't gonna hold you. I'm just gonna mold you, fold you, and scold you about being off code. Gonna leave you with 4 words, as we always do around this time. Subscribe for the vibe, like for the spike, comment your vomit, and share if you care, if you dare to get Black empowerment everywhere. And where might that be? YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook. Come and take a look. You might get hooked. Don't get left shook. Love, peace, blessings, and maloha. I gotta go ha for sure ha. You already know ha. Big Brother Light Bright Supreme on my T. Signing off.